Stand by for ludicrous speed.
Okay, my dear Greg Saunders.
Gregory.
Eagle looking Greg, your go.
Greg Saunders.
Greg Saunders.
Greg Saunders!
Wow! Hey, great!
I got it.
We interrupt this sound file to bring you a terrifying announcement.
Are you aware that you're leaking coolant at an alarming rate?
Show us the skills that have made you a media darling.
Well, I'm glad we got all that out in the open.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Saturday Morning Stateline Show.
Wow, that looks fun, doesn't it? Let's remove that.
It looks like something out of an alien movie.
I promise you this, my friends, whatever direction you are currently facing, you are facing McDonald's. My name is Greg. He's Tom. It's your Saturday Morning Stateline Show.
Sure, now I'm hungry.
Now you're hungry.
Yeah.
Well, are you in a place where there's food? Where are you?
I am at the Lombardi Club. I've got a car show. Thanks to Roger Peters, our friend from ZOK. He keeps giving me the overflow that he can't handle. And since the pandemic, we've had a ton of DJ gigs coming. And I've already got 3 of them in the next 2 weeks. 2 today and 1 next week. And then another one a couple of weeks from there. Anyway, so I'm at the Lombardi Club today. There's a car show. It starts at 10 o'clock. So if you are inclined to come and look at cars and whatever, come down. I'm not sure it's open to the public. I don't know. You might want to call first.
You can walk by. It's not like they're going to kick
you. Can walk by. That's right. That's right.
You know what? When we started, before the show started, your camera was in a better spot. I could see your face, and now it's like you're shadowed. So I don't know if you could angle yourself a little differently. Well, you got all that light behind you, and that's what's taking. There you go. That's even better.
Okay.
There you go.
Well, you had my good side, but not now. Good morning. How are you?
Samantha Tom likes to believe he has a good side, but we don't tell him what he needs.
Got him, so we're good. Hold on one second, Greg. I'm sorry. Taking care of business.
That's cool. We also have Samantha Hockman with us, who's a director over there at Tinker Swiss Cottage Museum and Gardens. And thanks for joining us today. Really appreciate that.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me.
Sorry about that.
We'll get to your events here coming up in just a little bit. But as we like to do at the start of a show, we do have a big number.
Yeah.
And if I do this correctly, it'll sound kind of cool. All right. Our big number of the week this week is actually a big number, Tom. You'll be happy. It is 7 billion. 7 billion. With a B. This week's answer is cards or Canada.
Okay, let's see. No matter which one I pick, I'm going to be wrong. I think you're playing with me here.
Yeah. Cards or Canada. Our running score right now is Joann 2, Tom nothing. And of course, the last race to 10 was an epic battle that saw Joann win 10-9. It was awesome. We're going to do breakfast, hopefully still this month, and it's going to be free for Joann. No, we're not going to make Tom pay.
I don't.
Himself.
I don't think I've won since the Trump administration.
The-
I'm on a big time losing streak here.
Well, you were close though. You were competitive.
Close. Yeah. Tell that to who won the World Series last year.
Who cares? Does anyone care?
Who lost the World Series? I don't know. Dodgers and somebody. Tell that to the team they beat.
Who did they beat? Wasn't that terrible that we forget that so quickly?
Tampa.
The Tampa Bay Rays. That's
Rays. Yeah. Tell that to the Tampa Bay Rays.
Sorry, Tampa Bay.
Although they got the revenge in hockey and in football. If they had a basketball team, watch out.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. So before we get to all things Tinker Swiss, a few shout outs that want to give here this week. Not as many as I normally do, I guess, but we do want to give a quick shout out today to Keller Williams Realty and their Color Run, which is happening this morning at Mississippi Park. The Color Run, this is a first that they're hoping to do it as an annual thing. And if you've ever seen, like, I've never participated in one. I was kind of looking forward to being in this one, but I can't due to a family obligation event today. But a color run is when you're, jogging or walking or running along a course, and at different stations, they throw powdered color at you.
Okay.
So as
I've heard it.
Sweating a little bit, and your clothes are getting a little sweaty, and then you walk through like the yellow station, and all of a sudden you get pelted. Well, it's yellow powder, and it's fun, and it's non-toxic. It's all safe. It's all good. You get colored with, yellow powder, and then you go another, whatever, 5, 6, 7, 800 yards or whatever it is. And then you hit the pink station, and then they hit you with pink powder, and you got the yellow and the pink going on. And I don't know how many color stations there are, probably 8 or 9 or 10 different ones. So at the end of the run or walk, you've got all these different colors all over you. You have what was a perfectly white shirt now covered in really cool colors. It won't wash out completely. It might wash out a little bit when you wash your shirt eventually, but it's a really cool thing. And you participated in this cool event. This one happens to be in support of a scholarship to help those who are looking to get into the real estate industry cover the costs of doing so. Keller Williams Realty, their mission is to be a company that not only accepts but promotes inclusivity for everyone. And they're in this endeavor. They are looking to become better allies, and they help those in different groups of color here in the local area and minorities to be part of the real estate industry if they wish to do so. So it's a $20 entry fee. I believe you can walk up and just join in. It starts at 9:30 at Mississippi Park this morning. And at Keller Williams, you belong here. If you want to invest in real estate, buy a primary residence, build wealth using real estate, or become a realtor, check this out. You are definitely welcome here. Also, a shout out to your buddy that does the trivia, Tom, because we had our trivia night for the Rockford area realtors over at the Black Hawk Athletic Club this week.
Oh, okay.
We had a good time, and the team I was on was actually sponsored by Black Hawk Bank. You think we would have won?
Yeah, really.
We came in third. We came, but like two different times in a row, we came in second. We thought this might be the one this time.
Wow.
Yeah. But out of 14,
what were some of the questions? Come on, lay them on me.
Well, one of the fun ones was, the pictures he did this time were houses.
Got it. Yeah, that's the one I had.
Yeah, 7 pictures of houses, and you had to determine which sitcom those houses were a part of. And the one we got wrong was Mary Tyler Moore.
Who knew? As many times as I saw the Mary Tyler Moore show, never saw her house. I was always in the WJM newsroom.
Condo apartment in downtown Minneapolis or something like that. So I was thrown that she was in like a big house, and
snow might have given something away. I mean, Minnesota, but still, it could have been anything.
Let's see.
Boy Meets World, Family Matters wasn't one of them, but it was a guess. Boy Meets World, Wonder Years, Mary Tyler Moore. Those were the 3 that were tough. I got the other 4.
Full House was easy.
Full House, yeah.
Brady Bunch was easy. So we had a really great time, and they did a great job. It was really, really fun.
Yeah, good.
And then the last thing I really wanted to shout out this week was a one more time thank you to Michael Coolidge for joining us last week on September 11th.
Yeah.
Some of what he experienced on that day 20 years ago, being in the military, being basically on a base in Chicago with new recruits that were being sworn in to the military on that day. And the different thoughts that he went through and experiences he had as a part of Operation Enduring Freedom and such in Kuwait and Iraq. And then I don't believe he set foot in Afghanistan, but he was in Iraq. He was in Baghdad. He went through the main gate there into Baghdad. And
I think he went into Kuwait. I think that was his first stop. Was it
that's
not?
where it started. Yeah, that's where the whole.
And what I thought was really interesting about that is 9/11 spurred him on to staying in for another couple of years, 2 years or whatever it was. So he was just biding his time. He was ready to go. I've done my 4 years or whatever, and I think I'm going to get out. And then all of a sudden it hits, and he's trying to talk people into going. And yet, oh, you're going to go, but I'm leaving now. That's a patriot for you.
He is a good guy.
Yep.
I really appreciated him joining us last week on the program. So those are basically my shout outs for this week. I could shout out to a few other clients and new clients that I've made this week. We had a good time showing some houses and writing some good offers. No big deals this week under contract as of yet. I've got my fingers crossed on a really big one, but I wrote the biggest contract I've ever written in my 8 years of real estate this week, and hoping that comes back with a positive result. I did post something about capping and had friends ask me about what in the world capping means. And with Keller, with any real estate office where you hang your license, you're going to pay that company something for their services to you. They're operating under a broker, which you need to do unless you are a managing broker. You need to operate and practice real estate under a broker. And then of course there are office administration type fees that need paperwork and document fees that need to be taken care of and that sort of thing. And with Keller Williams, there is a cap, a ceiling that once you've paid it, you get to keep 100% of your commission. So it's a very reasonable cap. It's what I've found is in many other offices, it's more expensive to operate out of them. So the economics of working at Keller Williams just makes a whole lot of sense to me. And if you're a realtor or considering getting into real estate, I would highly recommend Keller Williams, not just because of this cap system, but because of the awesome education that is offered through Keller Williams Realty locally and nationwide. We've got a big thing coming up in October called Bold, which is something I took in 2014 and again in 2018. And those Bold classes that I took for 7 or 8 weeks were things that really transformed not just my business, but my life. It was life skills, life goals.
Absolutely. When you're applying for a job, the best person or persons to ask are not the managers of the place, not the owners, CEOs, board members, the people that work there, the employees. Hey, what do you think of this place? And they'll tell you, oh, yeah, it's a really good place to work. You'll love it here. Okay. Body language says no.
Yeah, that's a good point. What more and more business managers are finding is the happier your employees are, the better business is. Yeah. So it's what is the company that was big about employees first? What's Southwest? Isn't Southwest Airlines? I think is one of those.
Yeah, there's a number of them. Harley Davidson was one. Yeah. But there's a number of them out there where they really do take care of their employees because their employees are the face of the company. You walk in the front door, it's an employee. It's not a manager that you see first.
That's right.
And the thing is, I love hearing you talk about Keller Williams because it's like somebody puts a quarter in you and winds you up, and you're just going and going and going. And if you really didn't like it that much, you're going to say nice things about it, but it's not going to be that exuberance, that glow that you get every time you talk about Keller Williams. So I appreciate that. I think it's wonderful.
I'm a blessed man, Tom. I don't,
you sold me. Can I start Monday?
You can start on Monday. I tell you what, though, and we've had this conversation too before. The business of real estate is not your typical job. It's not a job. You're not an employee. You're an independent contractor. And I know I've talked to people in the past who asked about getting into real estate, and I find myself actually trying to talk people out of getting into real estate, not because I'm being mean or think they can't do it. It's a challenge. It's a test, if you will, to see if they can be an entrepreneur, because you need to be a business owner. You need to be someone who is self-motivated, and you have to have your own internal drive to be a realtor, unless you find yourself in a situation where you become an employee of a realtor and doing admin type work. Or
Right.
We actually have people on our team, on Team Sold on Tony, who are licensed realtors, but do other work other than showing people homes or writing contracts. They're doing other admin activities, but because they're licensed, they could jump in and show a house for me if I needed them to. They could actually write a contract for me if I needed them to, because they're licensed and they can do these, the things that other licensed agents can do. They just choose to, at this time anyway, be an employee and act, under a system, a process where they're, they have a boss and they're doing different admin type things. So we've got such an awesome team. I love working for Tony and Josiah and everybody at Sold on Tony. So yeah, you're right. Put a quarter in me and I'm all wound up and ready to go.
Mm-hmm.
Before we jump into Tinker Swiss one more time here, Tom, you got any shout outs this week? I'm always asking you what you want to talk or rant about.
Oh, plenty of rants.
Hopefully a positive rant this week, maybe something positive.
Well, I don't know. It doesn't really qualify as a rant if it's not positive. I mean, if it's, if it is positive. No, other than the fact that it really disturbs me when people leave their carts sit out in the middle of the drive parting, the driveway or the parking lot, whatever. So somebody has to move them, or it starts rolling and it hits my nice 2004 Jeep, which really isn't going to hurt it. But I encountered that a few times this week, and it just makes me shake my head. I was wearing my shirt that said, I used to be a people person and people ruined it. So it was apropos. Other than that, other than the Green Bay Packers really disappointing me. By the way, did you get a trivia question about Jameis Winston?
Yes.
Throwing 5 touchdown passes. Yeah.
What is the only NFL quarterback who threw 5 touchdown passes this week? And,
so I had to read that question.
Oh.
And I said, and after the second go round, because I didn't want to give it away that they beat the Packers, because they're like, wait a minute, wait, that was Tampa Bay, New Orleans beat the Packers, and that's Jameis Winston. I didn't want to give it away, so I waited until after the answers were in. Then I said, I misread the question. I'm sorry. Who was the quarterback who broke my heart and ripped it into 100 pieces by throwing 5 touchdown passes? And one guy says, you know what? The quarterback actually was Aaron Rodgers, who broke our hearts. And he was right.
He was right. He was right. We won't talk about the Packers much this week.
No, 38-3. Somebody said, and I believe them, if you got $100, put it on the Packers today. There ain't no way in God's green earth that Aaron Rodgers and the Packers are losing today to Detroit or tomorrow. It's tomorrow. No. It's Monday night. Monday Night Football. Yeah. There's no way.
The last time the Packers played the Lions on a Monday Night Football game, do you remember that? It was like 4 years
2 years ago. 2 years
ago.
Okay. 2, maybe 3 years ago. I remember because I had to take Scott over there. And it was okay. If you're ever driving down State Street, and you see the big G in the yard, the Green Bay Packer G, right there by Fairview. All right. Scott, the guy I take care of, it's his friend, Andy. And we watched the game over there. We were all excited. And this was a Brett Hundley start, I think, because Aaron Rodgers was injured. And they just got destroyed by Matthew Stafford. They couldn't guard. They couldn't defend. They couldn't do anything. What a miserable night.
I've been to 2 Packer games at Lambeau Field in my life. The first one, thanks to my buddy Jacob Westendorf, was at the Giants playoff game. It was bitter cold, but who cares how cold it was, because we won and moved on to the championship game. That being my first experience at Lambeau Field was magical. Yeah. The second game was that Lions game. Oh man, it was so bad. I was like, come on, just score 1 touchdown, please. And they were just terrible.
My first experience at Wrigley for a night football game.
Lambeau. Okay.
Was Wrigley at Lambeau was the night that Aaron got injured by one play Shea McClellan. And he gets carted off in the second quarter, and then Seneca Wallace comes in and just stinks up the joint, and they lost the game. It wasn't a horrible loss. I think it was 21-16 or something like that. Made for a miserable ride home on the bus because it was a Bear Packer bus tour.
Yeah.
And it was a Monday night, and I had to come in Tuesday morning. I couldn't even go home. We got back into Rockford at 4:30 in the morning. I had to go into the radio station to cart up the Catholic Forum because I hadn't done it earlier that day on Monday. I hadn't done it. I needed to get out of there so I could get to the bus so we could get up there on time. We left at like 2:00 and I just didn't have time. So I came in there at 4:30 in the morning as Riley was getting ready to go on the air. And I carted up the Catholic Forum. And then I finally got home at about 7:00 in the morning. What an absolutely miserable time it was.
Yeah.
Had the Packers won, it would have been fine.
I know, right? That adrenaline energy.
Yeah.
Should we even ask you about football, Samantha, or should we just skip over that?
She's muted.
You're gonna want to skip over because I'm a Bears fan, and we're just not gonna talk today about that.
This is a no Bear fan zone.
Yeah.
Joann, Greg, and myself, we're all Packer fans. Come on.
There's a sliver of me. There is my son's a big Bears fan.
Don't say it. Don't say it.
Sliver of me that is happy about the promise of what could be a good Bears team because of their new quarterback who will probably start in about 2 or 3 weeks.
You think?
I think, yeah. The last I heard, the over and under, which I haven't bet on this. I just heard this on the radio. The over and under on Justin Fields taking snaps this week in this week's game is 11.5. And I'm like, 11.5. Didn't he take like 4 snaps completely in the last game? So unless Andy Dalton gets hurt, I'm thinking he doesn't take 11 snaps in this.
Well, they may try to incorporate him as like a Cordell Stewart or a Taysom Hill from New Orleans. They might try to do something like that with him, and which I think is a really good idea because it integrates him into the offense and it gets him it gets his hands dirty, so to speak.
I think they're integrating very smartly into.
I think what's going to happen is they're going to play him a little bit here, a little bit there, and then they're going to start him in the Packer game, week 7, I think it is. It's the middle of October. Start him in the Packer game where there's a hype and all of that, and then he's going to have the game of his life. That's just sorry, more negative.
I'm still leaning toward week 4 or 5. I don't know who they play those weeks, but that's where I think they're going to implement him as the starter, but we'll see.
Yeah. Well, last year it was 4 weeks for Trubisky, and then they brought in who was it last year? It wasn't Nick Foles. It might have been Foles.
All right. Anywho, let's switch things over to all things Tinker Swiss here for a while.
All right. Tinker Swiss
here. She's the expert. How long have you been with Tinker Swiss now, Samantha?
About 5.5 years.
Okay. And you worked under the cool man Steve for a couple years, and then he bolted and made his move down to Tennessee, and you applied for this awesome executive director job and you got it. So how has things been for you these last few years?
The last couple of years have been a little tricky. Didn't expect anything, as most of us didn't, last March. And so the museum was shut down for a good portion of 2020. And even at the beginning of this year, we were shut down. We reopened roughly end of February, early March. And it was kind of slow going for a bit. But over the summer, we've definitely seen people coming back out to the museum for events and tours. And so we're starting to get into our busy season now with October coming up.
And I wanted to get this picture up here real quick for you.
While he's doing that, is there like a haunted Halloween? I seem to remember something about a Halloween ghost tour or something like that.
Yes. So every Friday in October, we do have a paranormal tour or an investigation. We do believe that the Tinkers are still here with us. So on the tours, we show you evidence and you hear stories. On the investigations, we bring you in, turn the lights off, and try to talk to them.
Sounds like such a fun time. And this is this year's event, if I got this right, is October, where did it go? 17th? No. I had this here somewhere.
The 23rd is a Saturday. I know that much. or the 24th, 23rd.
I see. Okay. Friday, October 15th, when you have Terry Reed and Kathy Crystal there.
Yes. So on the 1st, we're going to have our friend Mike, the Ghost Gadget Guy, as a special lecturer. Our guest speakers on the 8th is going to be the Haunting Table podcast. The 15th, Kathy Cressel from Haunted Rockford and author Terry Reed will be joining us. On the 22nd, we've got our friends from the Society for Anomalous Studies as the guest speakers. And then on the 29th, we're actually doing an investigation with Ghost Head Soup.
Ghost Head Soup. That sounds weird. Is that, I'm sorry, is that a name of a group? What is that?
Yes, it's a name of an investigative team. They've been here for really since like 2010, I'd say. They started investigating here. So they're a group of really fun guys. I know they came up with their name from a Rolling Stone or a Kiss or some sort of rock song somewhere had something along those lines. And they just kind of went, well, let's put ghosts in it. And it just kind of morphed. You'll have to hear their story. But they're a great, fun group to work with.
That's, I bet, Tom, I bet that's one of those misheard lyrics.
Yeah, it probably is.
Ghost Head Soup is probably some Rolling Stone song or something like that, where it sounds like he says Ghost Head Soup, but it actually something else.
And like, there's the bathroom on the right. Yeah.
Exactly. Like exactly what I was thinking.
Okay, so I don't like ghosts and all that spirit stuff, and I'm afraid of the dark, so I'm probably not going to make this tour. But there are a lot of people out there that absolutely love that stuff. And
there's fun tours to do during the day,
absolutely
everything out, and of course the beautiful gardens.
And I realize it's in fun. I don't know. Maybe somebody actually believes there are. I don't know. Do you believe there are ghosts?
I do, because I've seen them.
Okay. All right. That's good enough for me. I'll stay away. Yeah.
But I always tell people, if this is your first time doing something paranormal, this is a really great location to start with, because it's kind of like a group of Caspers. They're friendly, they're fun, they just want to have a good time.
Yeah.
Obviously, we can't blow a whistle and make them do a trick. They're not trained dogs. But, for the most part, we ask nice, and usually they're like, all right, fine, I'll push the button. So we have a good time with it. And if nothing happens, at least you had a good time hearing ghost stories. So
that's cool. So there's a lot to do in October at Tinker Swiss, but there's always other things to do there. What are your general hours of operation when people can just come in and take a quick visit? Or I should say, not a quick visit. You need a couple hours really to check everything out, don't you?
Yeah. So our tours generally last for 60 to 90 minutes. We do have them 2 days, twice a day, Tuesday through Sunday at 1 p.m. and 3 p.m. Really, we're only closed on Mondays.
Awesome. So if you haven't done so yet, check out Tinker Swiss Cottage Museum and Gardens. Got a great Facebook page posting all the upcoming events and stuff like that. The website, tinkercottage.com, and anything. I know you have a pretty awesome crew of volunteers. Are you in a volunteer push right now, or do you got a pretty good full slot of those?
We have some of the best volunteers we could ever ask for, but we're always excited to have new folks join our team. We have museum docents. They're basically your tour guides who help guide people through the museum. And then we have our
right?
I'm sorry?
In uniform, right?
No uniforms here. Just your, business casual.
Okay. Well, I meant like do you like Midway Village? They've got like the dress for the day. They don't do that.
Nope. We just have our regular business casual.
I'm trying to give you an idea, Samantha. Maybe some period costumes and.
That's right. I'll be Robert Tinker.
I will say that I've got some period outfits that I wear when I work with the Rockford Historical Society and we do cemetery walks and things like that. And they get warm. The people at Midway Village, bless their hearts, they go through a lot to wear those outfits, especially during the summer months. During the winter, it's not so bad. But
I used to work out there at Midway Village, and during Civil War days and World War II, sometimes it's the middle of June, middle of July. That's some heat out there, 80 degrees, 88 degrees. And they got the garb on, which is all wool and thick and heavy, and whoo, no way.
Yeah. So our volunteers don't have to worry about getting overheated.
Yeah.
We do, but like I said, we are always excited to have new folks join us in the gardens or on the tours. We also have special event volunteers. So for example, we've got a trunk or treat coming up on Sunday, October 10th from 1 to 3. So some of our volunteers, they're only around for special events. So they'll be decorating their trunks to come out and help us with that event. So we're looking for all sorts of folks.
Well, check out tinkercottage.com for all of the Tinker Swiss Cottage Museum and Gardens information. All these events coming up in October, and then just your typical weekday or weekend visit to check out all things on the museum. 411 Kent Street is the address, and it's a little bit off the beaten path, but not far off Main Street. So 411 Kent Street. You're kind of somewhat connected to the Ethnic Heritage Museum, or not? Is it connected or just a block away? I forget how that works.
Yeah, we are actually a block and a half north of Heritage Museum Park, which is both the Ethnic Heritage Museum and the Graham Genestra Museum.
Yeah.
Awesome plot right there.
I was going to say, I don't know if people realize how close you are to downtown as well. If you come around where the old Warshawski muffler place used to be, if you come around Cedar Street onto South Main, right there by the brand new hotel, the Embassy Suites, you go 1 block and you can see it right there, because a lot of the brush and a lot of the buildings have been taken away. It's right there. It's literally that close to downtown. So it's so easy to find. If you're overthinking it, you go up to Morgan Street and down and, where am I at? No, go right. No, go left. No, you don't have to do that. You can literally see it right off of South Main as you make the curve. So easy to find. And it's a big yellow building.
Can you see the new hotel from the Cottage?
Yes. Yep. You can see the new hotel. If you're in their conference rooms face us. So it's a great view of us from there. And then, as you mentioned, there's a lot of, if you come down either Main or if you come down Winnebago, you can see us up on the limestone bluff.
Yes.
Cool. So
great
many
piece
cool
of history
things to see at Tinker Swiss. Anything else you want to add before we let you go today, Samantha?
Not a whole lot other than just remember to check out our website. We've always got lots of different exciting events coming up. We're also on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. So check us out there as well.
All right. Awesome. Well, I'm sure glad you had time to join us today. And if we get a chance to have you back on, maybe we'll get you to walk around and show us a few things, maybe behind the scenes or something like that.
Sure.
I want to meet Casper. I don't discount what you're saying. I mean, it may very well be true. I'm freaked out by the stuff, so I'm going to choose to believe they're not there.
Paranormal
we welcome believers and skeptics.
No, it's good. It's all good. Greg, we should do the show from there one day.
That'd be fun. That'd be kind of
cool. We should.
Morning at Tinker Swiss. That'd be cool. All right, Samantha. Well, you have an awesome weekend, and we'll catch up with you then again down the line.
Great. Thank you so much for having me. Have a good day.
You bet.
You too. Bye-bye.
All right. So there you go. Tinker Swiss Cottage Museum and Gardens. Check it out. Very cool place. Got a bunch of stuff. Joann is in the wings and ready to jump in at any time. So feel free to do that. Joann, we do have some, let's see here. I already mentioned the color run. Again, the color run for Keller Williams at Sinisibee Park starts at 9:30 this morning. You can walk up and join in the fun. If you registered early, you got a t-shirt, but if not, I would encourage you to wear a white t-shirt and be a part of that. $20 for the color run this morning.
So is that where they throw paint at you?
It's powder. It's powder.
And then since you're all sweaty, it sticks to you.
Yeah. It's a. I haven't done one yet. It sure looks like fun. And excuse me.
And we have.
Sure your activity.
I wanted to mention. I know I came in late after Tinker left, but I actually went through one of the paranormal tours at Tinker Swiss Cottage. It was really an interesting event. They told a lot of the ghost stories and a lot of the happenings, and it was very interesting.
Yeah. I'd like to do one. I haven't done one yet, but I definitely intend to do so. And it's such a cool place. I have been there for a couple of different meetings in their meeting room, but I haven't actually done the tour yet. Still doesn't make any sense that I haven't done that yet. All right, so let's get into what's happening around the area here real quick. Like what's going on this weekend. Chicago Rockford International Airport. They've got the B-25 Mitchell tour. The B-25 Mitchell, the plane, is at the Rockford Airport right now. And it's also Midway Village Museum World War II days. That kind of coincides pretty well together. So really cool stuff to check out at Midway Village Museum this weekend and at the Chicago Rockford International Airport. Flyrfd.com. Okay, that's just information about the actual airport, not this yet. So today and tomorrow, the B-25 Mitchell is at the airport to be seen, and World War II days is at Midway Village Museum. We've had our friend Tasha Ives on the show a couple times, and her and her husband Dean moved to Nashville. I think it's going on 7 or 8 years now is when they moved there. I knew their son Carson was musically inclined. I didn't know just how good he is. He's part of a band now called ANX. I don't know if they call themselves Annex, but ANX is what they're called. They've got a song that just released this week called Someone Else's Problem. I think play a little bit of it for you. YouTube will probably blank this out on us on the recording. Can you hear it okay? A little bit?
Yeah.
So that's a little sample of Someone Else's Problem by ANX.
Nice.
I know, he sounds so good. He sounds like a young John Mayer. Instead of an acoustic guitar, he's with a band, and kudos to him and his band for this awesome song. And I think this is going to be a hit.
And he's in the right place, Nashville.
He's in Nashville. So Carson Ives, his band ANX, first big song this week called Someone Else's Problem. You can check it out on YouTube. They did a really cool one-shot concept video, like in their apartment. So it's all one shot. There's no different cameras. It's one camera on Carson doing different things with the bandmates in the apartment. It's really cool. Check it out when you get to it. Golf Sunday Fun Days continue through the end of October with the Rockford Park District, Ingersoll and Sinisippi golf courses, inviting families and beginner golfers to enjoy Golf Sunday Fun Days every Sunday after 3. I actually did get out to Sinisippi once this week, Tom.
Oh yeah, I'm bummed that I didn't get a chance to go when you invited me a couple of weeks ago. I'm really bummed.
And that's just part of my, my excuse is being a realtor. I don't know when I'm going to be free. And it's like, hey, look, I've got 3 hours free. I'm just going to go, I'm going to go golf 9 real quick and enjoy this beautiful day, which is what I got to do once this week. So
other than this next Monday, I'm going to say, yeah, I'm free on Monday. If you want to go Sinisippi 9 holes. Yeah. So maybe 2 weeks from now, I'm there.
I will say I lost numerous golf balls. Not because I was hitting them bad, but because there are leaves, little white and yellow colored leaves all over the place, and it's hard to find your golf ball. I needed to be using orange golf balls this time.
Yeah.
That would have helped because I literally lost probably 4 or 5 balls simply because they were in leaves, not in the water.
As long as there's no water.
I couldn't hear what you were saying. I'm sorry. You lost them in the leaves?
Yeah, there's the way, because the leaves are scattered out all over the the rough, and the fairways are fairly cleaned off, but you get into the rough a little bit, and if your white golf ball is amongst a bunch of basically white looking leaves, it's really hard to find. So okay, whatever, no big deal. If you haven't seen yet, Hard Rock International is going to be housing a temporary casino inside the now former Giovanni's Convention Center, located near the intersection of East State and Bell School Road. Rockford Casino will offer over 600 slot machines, 2 dining outlets, and more. Construction is underway. In fact, a sign has officially replaced the former Giovanni's sign on top of the building. They are hiring. In fact, they're probably not going to open on time because they're having trouble hiring staff.
Wow.
Here.
Yeah.
When are they scheduled to open?
I want to say they were hoping to open by the first week of November.
November.
They probably now are going to be lucky if they open in time for Thanksgiving week, but we'll see how that goes and probably keep you updated a little bit here. Some random here for you. Speaking of YouTube, their YouTube music service, the paid service, has now surpassed 50 million subscribers. That's got to be pretty good. Mercedes is working on a new car that will read your mind.
Oh boy, that's dangerous. My car will be just making random turns into every Burger King, McDonald's, pizza joint.
Ooh, I'm hungry. Oh, wait, why are you turning car? You said you're hungry. This is actually a good thing. There's a video. There is rare 19th century footage of people from around the world, and I wanted to say this. Have you seen this video ever before on YouTube? This is video of Jerusalem, like in the early 1900s. Here's a video from the Czech Republic over 100 years ago. And there's over 10 minutes of video. Here's a video from Italy over 100 years ago. They've restored some of these old first ever videos taken. This one is in Tokyo. Here's what it was like in Tokyo over 100 years ago. Here's what it was like in London over 100 years ago. Ladies danced in the street in London.
Hey, there's my mother-in-law.
Some kind of event in Scotland over 100 years ago. Anyway, I just thought this was something that was so crazy cool. And that it looked up it's from the 1890s. 1890s, amazing rare footage of cities around the world. I just thought
wow, cool. It's kind of cool.
Yeah. Most gas stations, did you know they barely turn a profit on gas? When the price of oil goes up, they often end up taking a loss on the gas because they only make their money off of convenience store items.
It's the gas station attendants or the gas station owners are the ones taking a loss. The government is still taxing it and getting their money.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, they are.
Crazy.
Okay, this is I wonder if Joann has ever seen this before. Have you heard of the Ayam Cemani chicken?
You know how much I love chickens.
AYAM.
Is it the black one?
Yes, the world's gothest chicken due to a genetic mutation. The feathers, the skin, the bones, everything about this chicken is black. And
it's called a crow.
No, I know, right? Check this out. That's a real chicken.
It looks like a statue.
It does.
Are their eggs black too?
Indigenous to Indonesia, the world's most bewitching chicken, the Lamborghini of poultry, or the Goth chicken. The eggs, I believe, are still a creamy white.
Oh, they should be black.
But
wow.
It's a real...
Would you eat a black egg? I wouldn't.
What would the yolk look like?
I don't even like duck eggs because they're green.
Yeah.
They come out looking cute.
Oh,
yeah, maybe.
But anyway, the world's gothest chicken. I just thought that was crazy.
That's weird.
Very interesting this week. And then finally, the finalists for the 2021 Comedy Wildlife Photography Awards are featuring animals with almost human-like expressions. And you've got to see, if I can share this one last screen, some of the photos that are, look at this snake.
Wow.
Animals with almost human-like expressions. But it's the faces that really, like this monkey here. What?
Yeah.
Looks like he was walking the tightrope and fell.
Yeah, in a precarious position.
And the dancing bear. I mean, how cool is this bear? Yeah. Oh, I've been knocking long ago. Cotton Eye Joe. All right, so there's
Whoa, what was that?
Wow. Did you like that one? Dancing monkey. Oh, what is that?
I don't know.
I don't know. Anyway, those are some fun photos. If you're looking for something fun to check out, it's the 2021 Comedy Wildlife Photography Awards, and you can find those there. All right. Before we take our tour with Joann at Paws HQ, the average one of these, this is not the number of the week, by the way. The average one of these wheels travels about 8 miles every year. The average one of these with wheels travels about 8 miles every year. I'm sitting on one right now.
Oh, a chair.
The office chair.
Office chair. Your
average office chair travels 8 miles a year and goes nowhere. Anyway, all right. So do you have some fun kitties and kittens to show us off this week?
Oh, I always do. I didn't mention this before, I know, but I got a email from America's Funniest Videos for a video I did of Fifi. It's up for consideration. I had to sign my rights away to it so that they could use it for the program.
Does that mean they will or they won't be paying you something?
No, I don't think I get
if she wins.
If
you win, you get money.
But that says America's Funniest Videos. But I just want to mention that because we talk about Fifi every once in a while. Fifi is safely, is that even a word? She lives on a farm in Wisconsin now. So, and she has a very happy life. No longer, but doing what pigs should do, having a good life. So, but I just wanted to mention that that's my excitement of the day.
Well, hopefully you get noticed that it's going to be on the main show.
Yes.
That would be awesome.
It's under consideration for National Geographic Animals Behaving Badly.
What did Fifi do?
She opened the refrigerator.
Oh my God, that's awesome.
And I'm
animal
in the
videos
saying, Fifi, get out of the refrigerator.
Oh, that's so
it's
cool.
Kind of funny.
Animal videos win and kid videos win. So if you'd had a kid going, Fifi, get out of the refrigerator, you'd have been a double whammy.
If I had Carolyn at the time, right?
Yeah. That's funny.
So yeah, that's my tidbit on Joann.
Awesome.
So, okay.
Awesome. Take us on a tour.
All right. While you're doing that, I'm going to run out to my car real quick. I'll be back in about 2 minutes. 1 minute.
All right.
We'll time him.
We'll mute Tom and we will spotlight you.
All right. This is a cage of three kittens. One's still eating. They're beautiful.
Tiffany, Brittany, and Christina.
Okay. Tiffany, Brittany, and Christina.
3 female pop stars.
And then again, here's August's adoptions. We always like to show that. Mystic. And I saw they had another dog adopted on Facebook. I mean, if you follow us on Facebook, they show adoptable animals and also adoptions. It's a couple of kitties. This is our cat of the week, Sugar Bear. Very beautiful boy.
Hello, Sugar Bear.
Another couple of kittens. Pluto is one. I think there's there's 2 in there. And there's some littler ones. Look at those in the background. They look so a little scared, but sweet. We hit just after feeding time, so you're all busy eating. Well, you gonna feed us again? Maybe.
I'll take more food. It's fine by me.
Yeah.
We're kind of running out of victims here. There's 3 in that cage. Oh, 4. I'm sorry, I missed the one in the back. Ooh, I'm tripping over here. And then, of course, we've got the wall of kittens. I think we talked about this cat last week that had some injuries. Very sweet boy. This is a little girl, Lexi. Oh, she's going to show you her beautiful side.
She wants a home.
They all want homes. Who are you kidding? And then here's a beautiful tuxedo. This is a bonded pair. This is Lila coming up, checking out her food, and I don't know what the other one's name is, but they just say bonded pair. I think we've seen this one before with the, I'm partial to this one with the cute. Now they're just showing us their rears. And then this cage again. I think we missed the community room. It's like a big playroom for the cats.
Remember to come back through and walk through and take that out.
This is a good, if you're interested in adopting a cat, the cats in the community room are definitely cats that get along with other cats.
Okay.
So there's a cute Siamese in the back, and a couple in the front waiting for more food. I think we kind of hit most of the cats, and this is Fizz. Dahlia, she's been here for a while. And then the one on the end, I don't know if we got that one or not. Oh yeah, that's the girls. That's who we started with. So that's the quick and dirty tour of the shelter today.
Nicely done, nicely done. And I am getting our posts ready here for
Sugar Bear.
Sugar Bear. I'm going to copy and tag pause on this thing because that's what we do. Pause, Rockford, and of course, pause HQ over there by the Cherryvale Mall.
And we're still not really open to the public. We're open mostly for if you're interested in adopting. But you're more than welcome if you want to adopt to come in. They have you fill out an application and then you can look at the cats you're interested in. Oh. And they've gone back to the mask mandate. To enter, you have to wear a mask.
Okay. Well, we'll get those posted here. Meet Sugar Bear and all the other cats at Pause HQ. Cool, cool, cool. I think that covers pretty much everything. So we're ready to do our big number of the week. Yes. And it is a big number. It is 7 billion. That's with a B, 7 billion.
Right on! Right
on! Answer this week is cards or Canada. CARDS, cards, in case I don't say the D hard enough, and not automobiles, cards or Canada. Our current score is Joann 2, Tom.
I believe that's a 0. Yeah, it's a blank spot there.
All right. So let's drum roll. Brrr, give us an answer in 3, 2, 1, go.
Cards.
You're both going with cards. Interesting. Let's give you both a point. Let's just go ahead. And
yay.
Yes. Prior to COVID, 7 billion business cards were printed every year. Sales dropped by 70% over the pandemic. 70%, which I understand. That seems like a bigger number than needed to be dropping because you can still mail business cards to people, but how many people do that? I guess I actually did that this week at the request of a client. Please send me some cards. I need some of your cards. and I dropped them in the mailbox. And
So we're talking business cards, not Hallmark cards.
we're talking
right?
business cards. Yes, we're talking. I wonder if I have it still here. I'm sitting at my basement desk here. And I don't have it in here. Bummer. My favorite business. Oh, I do. My favorite business card of all time. It'll never be beat. Positive Hit Radio.
Oh, nice.
I didn't need my picture on it. I just loved this awesome logo. I thought we had the best logo in radio. So there you go. There's my favorite business card of all time. All right.
But I can kind of see why they're not, I mean, you're not meeting with people, you're not passing out cards so much as you were. I don't even know where my business cards are. We're at Pause, talking about Pause for a Story, but we haven't done Pause for a Story now. And it doesn't look like we're starting again. Because that was where the kids came in to read to the cats.
I hope you can start that up again soon. I'm sure it was good.
I've had a few parents asking if we were going to start it again. It was a great program. I loved it. And the kids loved it too. And the cats, I'm sure, they didn't say much, but I'm sure they loved it too.
Well, I hope you can bring it back. Ooh, that's fun, isn't it? That's just too overpowering. Hope you can bring that back and start that up again. All right. I think that's going to wrap up our show for today. We did our big number. We chatted with Samantha over at Tinker Swiss Cottage Museum and Gardens. Check out their website and check out their Facebook page. They got a lot coming up, especially.
Go do a tour.
Do a tour. Absolutely.
I mean, it's Rockford's secret thing. It's wonderful.
It is. Very, very cool. All right, friends.
They've done a wonderful job there.
You change the world when you help one person. So be a blessing to someone this week. We'll try to do the same. Meet you back here next week for another Saturday morning Stateline show.
Go Packers.
Bye.
Go Packers. Rebound, please.
Yeah. Bye.
All right.